What is up, YouTube? What is up, Airsofters? You're watching FoxtrotAirsoftHD. Today, I'm doing a review of the KWA gas blowback pistol. It is the Adaptive Training Pistol, or ATP. This is the Generation 2 model. There have been quite a few reviews on YouTube of the Generation 1, but not many of the Generation 2. So, I'm going to do a review of this today. First, let me show you what comes in the packaging. A manual and warranty card. The manual is very well written. It should have everything you need to know about the gun. Then it comes with a sample bag of 0.2 gram BBs. These BBs seem fine, and I would have no problem firing them through my gun. It also comes with a replaceable back strap in case you want to make the grip on the ATP smaller. It comes with a metal hop-up adjustment tool and a plastic feeding tip for your speed loader, and I have never used this. It doesn't feed any better into the magazine than a regular speed loader. Also, what comes into the package, or what comes with the package but is not here with me right now, is a small bottle of silicone oil. Alright, so some of the main differences between the Generation 1 and Generation 2 ATP is that the Generation 2 has a new orange tip. On the Generation 1, the orange tip was a plastic tip and was threaded, but you couldn't actually fit a silencer or anything else on the threading, so that was just kind of pointless. But on the Generation 2, the orange tip is painted on, so there's that. And then on the Generation 1, you had a regular trigger, but on the Generation 2, you have a dual safety trigger. So what that means is that I will not be able to pull the trigger until I release this safety trigger and then pull the trigger. So that's a neat feature to make the gun just a little bit more realistic. And then the next difference is that the KWA ATP Generation 2 has engraved trades rather than the white trades that were on the ATP Generation 1. So now they are engraved, and they're not very visible. So, you know, that's something that makes the gun look pretty cool. And then KWA fixed quite a few problems in the Generation 2 that was in the Generation 1. So what they did was they had a problem of the rubber bumper on the right here to prevent the slide and lower frame from clanking together. On the Generation 1, that was almost always reversed and turned backwards. Well, it was turned the right way. And another problem they fixed was the gun expelling gas after a few shots. I have fired tons and tons of rounds through this ATP and hasn't expelled gas once and works flawlessly. So that's just a few things that they fixed on the gun and a few differences between the Generation 1 and 2. Some features on the gun include a metal slide, polymer lower frame, an accessory rail for flashlights and lasers, and a unique serial number on the bottom of the gun. Also is a metal outer barrel and a plastic spring guide. The plastic spring guide is actually very rigid and tough. It doesn't look like it's going to break anytime soon. And then another feature is 3-dot combat sights, which there's white dots on the front and rear sights, which makes the sights easier to see in a dimmed environment. Another feature is the magazine, which, you know, the magazine is metal, but there's a plastic feeding tip, so I would be wary of dropping your mag on the concrete because this might break. And then you have your rubber butt pad on your magazine. Here's the thing with most people. They try filling up the magazine through this hole in the rubber butt pad, but in order to fill up the magazine, you have to pull this little slide down like that, and then push this forward like so, and then you can fill up your magazine. It holds 23 rounds, and in one fill you can get around 46 shots off, between 46 and about 58. You can get that many shots off, so about 2 magazines full. Alright, so the gun is shooting around 335 FPS to 340, and I do not have a chronograph. I'm just going off what many other YouTubers have reviewed from this gun and used their chronograph. So in the shooting test, as you'll see later, the gun is pretty dang accurate from 50 feet, which is, should be the average engagement distance for a pistol. So it shoots great groupings from that distance. And then here's a few complaints about the gun. When you first get the gun is very dry. So you're gonna have to lubricate it right out the box. So in order to lubricate it, pull these 2 tabs on both sides down, here and here. Pull those down, pull the slide back, and push forward. So to lubricate it, you're going to want to put some silicone oil right here and right here inside the grooves where the slide and lower frame are connecting, and then maybe a few drops on the spring. This gun is a high maintenance gun. You're going to have to lubricate it and clean it quite often. I use propane, so I'm going to have to use just a little bit more silicone oil in the gun than I would green gas, because green gas already has silicone oil in the gas. So whenever you fire it, it's going to go ahead and lubricate your gun as you're firing. So that's just one thing between propane and green gas. In my area, green gas is really hard to get because there are no airsoft stores around me, and then I'd have to order online, and that's just making it more expensive when I can just go down the road to Walmart and get some propane, and that makes it a lot cheaper. Alright, so this is the shooting result from 55 feet. The target is an 8-inch target, and as you can see, it shot pretty much consistently left, and from 55 feet this is a pretty dang good grouping. It was a little bit windy outside, not too much, and if you are wanting this gun, you can find the link to it in the description from evike.com. Remember to comment, rate, subscribe. Bye, YouTube.